I'm just gonna put this down. I bought a new bike pump. It's a frame-mounted bike pump. Um, I received a lot of advice that's good about, like, like the idea is, like, have you thought about getting another dog? It's good advice. Um, but the problem is that I made a mistake in that as Akila's life dwindled away, I let my life dwindle away too. Like, I stopped cycling and hiking and uh, uh, just anything that, like, my life for so long, like, it had to involve Akila. Like, so if I had to go someplace and Akila couldn't go, I wouldn't go. All vacations had to be dog vacations, and all activities had to be dog activities in my mind. And then I let things like that just kind of vanish from my life, and as depression, like, kind of like locked down, like it was, I lost even more things, like the ability to sit down and concentrate and read a book. Uh, taking care of things around the house and taking care of myself, like all that weight that I gained and how much drinking that I did. So I have to get back to that before I could add a dog to my life. I actually have to have a life. Um, like, I'm washing. I washed the tent yesterday. I got mildew in it. So I'm gonna wash that out. I'm gonna try storing it better. Hopefully I can clean that mildew smell out of it. I decided to save the sleeping bag that Akila and I used. Um, like, I washed that yesterday. It's drying in the sun right now. I've been biking a little bit every day. Not far. Both my mountain bike and the electric bike right by my front door. So sometimes I even tell myself, like, I just as soon walk somewhere, and but I force myself to bike, because if I get on the bike, especially the electric bike, it's so easy to pedal, that I go farther. And I was like, less likely to want to take it now, because that's why I have the mountain bike there, because, like, it feels almost too easy to bike. But then I go bike my mountain bike, and my muscles just complaining, which is good. But, like, anyway, it's like, it just makes me go further, and I go look at things that I haven't seen before. They're building some stuff near me, and I went to go look at neighborhoods I haven't seen before. I'm really having trouble with my free time. I got these 3-day weekends, and I thought that would be great, and it is great. But I thought that I would be able to do more, and what happens is I just have a lot of time, even, like, doing the physical stuff I'm doing now, and a lot of the stuff, it just involves the memories of Akila. I found his adoption papers yesterday. That got me crying, and I started thinking about today, and I got crying again. So I hope that, I mean, it's just a matter of moving forward. Like, the whole thing of, like, there's no way through it. No way past it but through it. I just have to cry, and then do a little bit more cleaning of the camp gear, and then cry, and then go for a bike ride, and then cry. And as long as I keep trying to do these things, I'm going to succeed. But I have to succeed first before I could get a pet. Oh boy. I think that there might be a dead animal over in the corner. Like, that's the thing too. It's like, um, I haven't actually, like, I brought out a stove that I haven't used in a long time, and it was just coated in spider webs. And I had some plants that a friend bought me, and one died. I was gonna say I let it die, but, like, I didn't take care of it, for one. But, like, the heat, like, it got to, like, triple digits, and I just didn't even notice that it died. It's like, so the other two plants they gave me, I grabbed one of those, like, big 30-gallon totes, and I dug them up, and sure enough, their roots had filled up the area that they had, and like my topsoil is so awful that like stuff can't penetrate it. So I put them in soil and watered them and pulled them into the shade-ish, and so hopefully they'll survive. I hope so. But that's the thing that, like, I guess that's one of the cracks in the wall, is that like ordinarily I wouldn't even notice that those plants were dying. So I just need to keep at it. I need to keep trying to add even just a couple of things to my day. Oh, jeez, it's hot. This whole weekend I've been wanting to clean out this one corner right here behind me and put the bike stand there, and this whole weekend I've just been like unable to do it. But I've done stuff. It's just hard. God, depression is a bitch. I guess like one of the things that, like, at first I wasn't gonna make any YouTube videos about Akila passing away. And talking to that therapist was okay, but like it also, he wasn't very good. And I don't think anyone can really help, you know. Like, I mean, people could give good suggestions, and if and then, you know, it's like basically like it comes down to like I just have to do things about my life, and it's going to be a lot of rough false starts. I bought lots of new bike stuff, and I bought some camping stuff, and pulling out the camping gear. A lot of it's like old and needs to be thrown out. A lot of it's heavy. Like, it was like car camping stuff that might need to be thrown out too. Got some like, these are like brackets and stuff like that for this wall, and of the tool like the tool area of the man shed. Like, I'll pull out all these books hopefully eventually and start hanging my tools here, and having all my tools in one spot I think will, like, it'd be good, A, to be organized, but B, also, like, if like I see things that need to be taken care of, I'm like, oh hey, here's my Sawzall. I'll just grab that Sawzall and, you know, cut that up and throw it in the trash or whatever. Yeah, one thing I've been finding with fighting off depression is you gotta keep moving. Like, you can't sit in a room for very long, and you can't go back to bed. It's like every time I go back to bed, I just try to force myself to get back out of the bed. Like, I was gonna come out here and like do something, and I got out here and I was just like, I felt so sad. And then I just kept thinking about that, you know, get maybe another dog, you know, and I know that's just wrong. I know it won't work. It'd be bad for me because I haven't fixed what I feel is missing from my life, and it would be bad for the dog, you know. It's like, dog, like, you need to be on top of your game when you get a new puppy, and you're gonna need lots of time, and like, that's the thing, like, the ability to devote yourself to the training and stuff like that. Like, I was you have to give so much of your focus, and right now I have, like, I barely have enough focus to make sure I'm doing the things I should be doing around my house for myself. God, I had this disturbing thing happen. I was playing the radio, and I would have to admit I was just staring at the ground, and then suddenly I realized that the radio had stopped playing, and I looked at it to see if the power turned off, but it hadn't stopped playing. I just stopped being able to hear it. Like, my ears had just gone dead. And then suddenly, like, I could hear again. It was like my ears just clicking on. So, like, yeah, I can't, I got to get past that before the idea that I could have a puppy. You know, like just having Aquila, I had to be alert all the time to what Aquila needed. Puppies, you know, you have to be on red alert. I'm glad I'm starting to go through my camping stuff and biking stuff again. I think that I was thinking like, hey, you know what? Rather than being depressed and crying at home, I could go out to the woods and be depressed and cry, which actually is not such a bad idea. I'll try that next weekend. This weekend actually I had high hopes, and it was okay. Like I got stuff done. I got things accomplished. It was just a mixture of like, you know, like wins and losses. I feel like every time I go back to bed, it's like a loss. You know, it's no big deal. I'm not beating myself up about it. I'm just trying to like maybe just I should just encourage myself to like go like just like, you know, if you're gonna be sad, go be sad on a bike ride. You know, like you're gonna go be sad. Why don't you just scrub out that tent one more time? Like that advice someone gave me on the comments about like, hey, you know, if you don't feel like doing anything, you're absolutely miserable. Why don't you just do some things that make you miserable that have to be done anyway, and then that'll be done when you start feeling better. It makes me laugh. There's all this goddamn yard work that I can't stand. Um, and it'd be nice to, as I come out of feeling depressed, if like, hey, look how great the backyard looks. I'm glad I decided to make videos about how I was feeling about like the loss of Aquila. I wasn't gonna at first, but like the therapy thing, like the talk therapy thing. I mean, that was okay. Uh, like telling friends about how you feel. You know, that's okay, just so they know where you're at. But like they've got their own. Well, everyone's got their own stuff going on too. You know, so. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm spent the afternoon crying today. You know, like all they already know you're sad, and so like making this video, like I guess it's like talking to myself, though I know other people watch this stuff, so like, um, and I appreciate like so many of the comments have been so good, you know, about like ways that I could like improve my life and understanding about what's going on for me. Like, you know, I feel a little less alone, and a little less like I'm going through something that's insurmountable. You know, like everyone's like, yeah, I've had to go through that, and I'm like, thank God, because sometimes I wonder if like my head's gone underwater and I'm ever gonna break the surface again. But that's just, you know, that's what depression feels like. But you know, the more I go biking, and the more I go camping, and the more I get myself dialed in for hiking, the more I'm gonna push back on how bad I feel, and the healthier I'll get, and the healthier my body gets, the better my mind will function, and my mind functioning better will help me fight off the depression, and I'll make it through. Go through it so I could get past it. Jesus, I'm sweating buckets. When I came in here, there tends to be a lot of flies in the man shed because I leave the door open a lot. But today there was like a million flies, and I waved them all out there. And it's like 90 something outside, and part of my mind just kind of wonders like, how many of those flies are gonna survive? But like, there's a zillion shady spots for them to go zip to. I mean, they don't need to be in the man shed. I'm noticing, I think that one sign that I'm coming out of depression is I'm noticing details that I've been like missing. Like, been walking by things and not seeing them. Been smelling things and not doing anything about it. There's like some sort of awful smell by my house. And there was a cooler like those for grocery not groceries like an ice chest cooler, and it was full of water in plastic, and so it must have been sealed. And I think that's where the smell was coming from. I don't know. Like I opened it up and dumped it out, and then pulled the plastic out and let that in the sunshine. So I'm gonna go over there and see if that smell was coming from that. Um, because it smells like something died over there. Something did die in my gigantic trash can. I could see that chewed it either chewed to get into my trash can, or once it got trapped in there it chewed to get out. I can't quite tell what's happening, but it obviously died in my trash. So like I washed that out and disinfected. Hopefully that won't smell either. Oh, fuck. You know, like this morning I felt so awful. I guess this is like the value of these kinds of videos is when you're in depression, you don't you don't remember moments of laughing, and you don't remember moments of feeling anything other than how awful you felt through most of the day. This morning I felt so bad, and now I feel like a little sense, like just kind of looking at how I've got like I'm getting my camping and hiking stuff out and cleaning it off, like just looking that I'm making the effort, um, and then like totally abandon it in the yard. Makes me feel better about things. It makes me feel that like sometimes I look at myself like I'm somebody else. I'm like, hey, at least Earl's trying, man. At least he's dragging all your camp stuff out there and wiping it down. So like when you start feeling better, you could use it. Good for him. And he did laundry. He did laundry twice, and he did cooking. What a guy! He got both bikes by the front door, so you can't even walk past the front door without thinking like, man, I should get on that bike. And anytime I buy like tool brackets, so I could start hanging my tools up, or more bike stuff, and it arrives in the mail, and I'm like, hey, there Earl goes, getting me more toys, trying to cheer me up. That bike rack, not the bike rack, the bike stand, the repair stand, that really makes me feel good to get. Like I washed my bike for the first time since I bought it, and also then noticed that the chain needed oil, and I actually I sent away for a chain wax of all things, which I've never used before. I didn't even know it was a thing. Um, all right, that's enough. Oh Jesus, that's more than enough.